Just making sure our music's playing. So it's on there somewhere. I'm trying to hear it, but I need it. This shows me why I need to have it. So,
yeah.
Yep.
I can't hear anything though, so I can't dance. Oh yeah, I'm feeling this. I'm grooving. I'm jiving. Hey, yeah.
All right, hey everybody, welcome to episode 23 of the
Gene Pool Variety Hour.
So I'm Sean, and I'm the old dad of the group.
And I'm Connor, the young dancer of the group, who's also his son.
And so this is just a silly thing that we do to hang out and
vent our geekiness.
We'll have an outlet for it because we live in a house full of muggles that don't
Yes,
share
that is
our
true.
interests. So
And I love that he uses that term, but has never read any Harry Potter.
I just
So
know that that's the term that's used. So
But
deal with it.
Yeah, but you don't deserve it though.
Well, anyway, so
You're the muggle for using
this is
it.
our chance to talk about just random movies that we do. We review a random movie every episode.
And we talk everything geek that gets our attention. We've got a geeky question almost every week, and we talk about
every week we have a geek question. That's your job.
I know.
Okay.
And we also just talk about our lives, and sometimes we play games.
Sometimes we haven't played a game in a while. We need to come up with another game.
We need to do that.
Last time we played Expedition for like 3 episodes, and we never finished because it just kept droning on and on and on and on and on and on.
One more time.
And on. So anyway, we usually start with just kind of talking about what's been going on, right? So what's been going on with you lately?
Let's see. It's been fairly the same, I've been working at Marco's Pizza as a delivery driver. With this whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing, we've been getting a lot of deliveries, and so I've been making bank every single night I work.
Keep talking.
What are you doing?
I want the dice.
But that's my dice.
No.
Yes.
I got it out. It's mine because yours is over here.
I repainted it, you can tell.
Oh, okay, it is yours. Oh, crap. Okay, anyway.
Boom. So anyway, I've been making good money there, or making at least about $30 every single night. And then this one night I made literally $100 in a single night. So
cool.
So I've been doing good there. I've been saving up for our move. For me and my fiance.
Oh, okay.
For me and my fiance Nikki.
I ain't going anywhere.
I know. You're
going and I'm not.
Your family is deep rooted in this southern community. It's like deep rooted down here.
Yeah, well, my mom and dad are still living in the same town that they were born in.
Yeah, exactly.
They never moved away.
I know.
That's the way it used to be back in the day. You whatever town you were born in, you kind of stayed there and you worked there and you started your own business or whatever you did. So there's throwbacks. They don't.
Which Granddaddy actually did, didn't he?
Well, he didn't start his business. His dad started the business. His dad. Brief Valley, Alabama history, if you want. There was a business called Sims Sheet Metal, and they did a lot of work for the textile mills and buildings and stuff. And my grandfather worked for them, and then he left there and started his own sheet metal gutter business.
Yeah.
That kind of slowly turned into furnaces and air conditioning. Then it became
McKay Heating and Air.
And
that place
ran
became
forever.
Yeah, it became like an institution in the community.
Yeah, so much so that when the guy bought it, he couldn't get any business unless he left the name McKay Quality Heating and Air because nobody would. So anyway,
let's see what else.
There's
is
a
new.
chicken. Oh, we should have played a chicken there.
It's a family chicken, an ancestry chicken. It's an
ancestral chicken. Ancestral chicken. There you go.
A prehistoric chicken.
So anyway,
so T-Rex. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Really more Velociraptor. Velociraptors supposedly turned more into birds than anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
So.
There's a fossilized chicken right there.
No, that was just a silence.
All right. So let's see. I've been gathering boxes. I've been doing some packing. I have now officially packed up all of my minis. Not minis, my figurines and Funko Pops, except for a few that I'm trying to get rid of. This is one of them, actually. Jaal from Mass Effect Andromeda. He's a good character, except this one, he literally can't stand up. Literally, he cannot stand up. Every single time I tried to set him up, I had to lean him against something, or else he would just fall over. So I'm just keeping him in his box. And then I've got about 10 others I'm trying to get rid of. So if you want to buy one, I'm selling them for $5 a pop. Message me on
all right.
message me on Twitter and Discord.
Scheme, people. Not a money making scheme. Not a money.
Dad, I'm desperate.
Well, that's another story altogether. I'm not even going there.
I've also packed up all of my books, which is a multitude. I have a lot of books, and because I've always been a bookworm for as long as I can remember.
Discord work over
and
here.
Dad is just messing around, not even paying attention.
Because I know all this stuff.
Some co-producer, you are.
Not me. I know this stuff. I'm doing producer work over here, so just let me do my thing. So go ahead.
So let's see. I recently trained a new driver who is doing awesome. He picked up everything almost instantly like that. He's going to be my successor. I know it. He's going to be there in 10 years and be the owner of the chain, I bet.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. All right.
And that's my update. That's basically my update.
That's it. Okay.
I've gotten into Skyrim again. I got some Creator Club stuff.
Yeah.
If you know, not mods. I don't like mods because
but the mods are fun.
I saw what happened when you use mods. I saw what happened.
I'll put it to you this way: I did go a little crazy the first, 3 years ago when they first started with mods.
You had over 100.
No, I didn't have over 100.
Okay, close to 100.
It started crashing. And I had it going well, and then I started adding some new ones, and that's when it all started crashing. So I had to delete them all and start all over. So I have now, and it's rock stable, rock solid,
yeah,
very stable. I don't know, whatever the phrase is. Anyway, and
steady and stable.
I have 58 mods.
Okay,
and it's working just fine. So and you know how much they all cost me?
$0.
Nothing.
I know.
They're free mods before the before the creation club thing started where you have to buy stuff.
I know.
So anyway,
I don't mind the creation club stuff. I don't.
Well, I don't want to pay for them. I'm cheap.
I know you're cheap. I've lived with you for almost 25 years. I know you're cheap.
I'm getting cheap as I'm getting older. I'm gonna be that guy that doesn't spend any money and yells at the kids in the neighborhood to get off his lawn.
I hope that's not hereditary.
Although,
you being cheap.
Hopefully, by the time I'm that old, I'll just be living in an RV somewhere. So my lawn will be wherever I park my car.
Hopefully. But then again, we have to think about the family, like Mitchell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Although Mitchell probably do better than the rest of us. He's sitting there. You saw the stuff. All the honors he's graduating with. So
how many is that really?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Well,
less than 10, but more than 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
yeah. Anyway,
so
doesn't matter.
So more than 5, less than 10. That but that's still more than me and Luke combined. So he is doing.
They didn't
awesome.
have. I don't think they had as many opportunities for Luke because Luke went to that private Christian school, and so they didn't have as many clubs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and
His graduation class
really
was like what, 15 people?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, and you just didn't really.
I didn't do good in school.
No, well,
I could have done good in school, but I chose not to. Yeah.
So okay. So anything's been going on with me? I mean, okay.
Nobody asked you though. Nobody asked you.
I'm just gonna leave now. I'm obviously not wanted.
Good. I'll make it my own show.
Well, see, now I can't use the hand gestures that I usually use just on the podcast because now they can see them. That's not appropriate. So okay.
Just shoot him the fake bird.
So, like Holly did on The Office. so I guess. And
now time to pull a Kevin back.
Yeah, right, back at you. Right. So I'm still doing the telework thing.
I really do.
Long weekend. Now last week was interesting because I did go I did go to work a couple of days because we were doing some specialized training for the squadron, and we had one.
What kind of training?
I can't say.
Classified?
It's classified.
Really?
It's not classified. Yes, I can't talk about it, but I can say it was.
Oh,
a long
that's
day.
okay. I just gotta say that's badass.
Yeah, well,
you literally have classified
I'm a nerd
information in your
psychologist
head.
I'm a nerdy psychologist that has classified information.
That works with the military.
Okay,
That's
anyway.
cool.
Moving on.
That's
moving
cool.
on. We
I'm
need to
complimenting you.
We need to move on from that.
Okay,
So,
fine.
no, I mean, look, it's just some training that we have to keep in house. It's in house training, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm just playing around with you, but I got I'm doing a lot of training this week, but it's my annual seminar that I go. Oh, I thought you were. Never mind. I don't want. I'm not going to say what I thought you were doing, but I got my annual conference that I usually go to every year, but of course it's virtual. So now I have about 50 hours of videos to watch this week.
Oh my
Training.
God!
Yeah. So anyway, I'm doing that.
I could never do that.
But fun stuff. I mean, yes, I started in Skyrim because a bunch of the guys that I talked to on Discord, we got to talk about Skyrim. We talked about this last time.
Yeah,
But we started talking about Skyrim, and I said, hey, I'll play whatever you guys want me to do. And they said, hey, we want you to be an evil vampire that only attacks with a knife and a fork. So I'm playing a Khajiit character. Right now I'm doing an unarmed build, unarmed combat character build. Working towards the vampire thing, working towards the knife and the fork. The vampirism thing.
It's pretty simple to start
well,
that.
It is. I contracted the vampirism, the disease, but I went ahead and cured it because one of the things that I've always hated about the whole vampire thing in Skyrim is that you pretty much have to walk at night. You have to do most of your traveling at night unless you want to take damage. And I don't like that, especially because my screen is kind of dark, and so if I'm streaming the game and I'm always walking at night, it's kind of, you can't see much. So there are mods out there that will take that penalty off. And also I wouldn't mind getting into the Dragonborn. Is it the Dragon? No, the Dawn Guard quest line, so that I can do the whole vampire lord
I
thing.
thought that's what they meant by vampire was doing the vampire lord stuff.
Well, I mean, maybe, but they just said be a vampire. So, but I would rather.
I would have taken it a step further. It's so easy to start the Dawn Guard.
I know, but I wanted to get the Dark Brotherhood first, so that's what I'm doing now. And then as far as
are you gonna drink the Emperor?
Am I gonna what?
Drink the Emperor when you kill him?
No, because I'm not a vampire.
Oh,
I told you I cured that because listening is a skill. You should try it sometime.
Sorry.
So
I was
anyway,
gonna make a joke.
Yeah,
I was gonna make a bad joke.
No.
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
So speaking of family friendly, I got
PG-13
I want to talk to you guys about this later. But so I'm doing that, and the knife and the fork thing. There's only 2 places to get the knife and the fork, and I haven't gotten to those places yet to get them. So my streams are a lot of just building up to that stuff. I do have a house, do have a wife, do have 2 kids. Although
you got that stuff really fast.
Well, because they're mods.
How'd you get them? Wait,
the mods are.
Oh yeah, the house mods.
The house mods. So I got the house really fast, and then I just ran through into the Isolde thing to get married to her. You know.
How'd you get the mammoth tusks so fast? Because those are hard to find.
No, there's mammoths. There's mammoths at the giant guy right outside of Whiterun, and so.
Yeah, but did you kill?
Yeah, Lydia went down there fighting. Of course, she doesn't die. She just gets knocked out, and then she'll get back up.
Mine, Lydia died.
And I got up on a rock with my bow and just kept shooting until it died, so he couldn't get to me. So I kind of cheesed it. So I've got that, and so I'm married. Got her.
It's like the rock in Borderlands.
I killed the lady.
You rented?
Where that came from? That was a chicken.
He's getting old,
guys. I killed the old lady at the orphanage.
You don't know what he's saying.
Started to adopt one of the boys, Samuel.
Yeah.
But as I clicked, it's like I'm talking to him, and then all of a sudden, Roar walks by, and I accidentally adopted Roar instead.
Who?
His name is Roar, Hroar. And he calls
Roar.
Yeah, but he says Roar, like the lion. That's what he says. So, but there's a mod for a Khajiit girl that you can adopt.
Yeah.
And since I'm a Khajiit, I wanted to have a Khajiit girl. And Maisha's her name, and I got her the last time I did this, and it was fine. But apparently, since last time I played this game 2 years ago and adopted her, she's developed some sensory issues. Because when I adopted her, she had clothes on, but then when she went to my house, she's wearing underwear. She's wearing like little trainer bra underwear and little panty underwear, and I've given her clothes and she won't put them on. So she has sensory issues and she won't wear clothes. She's just like you when you were a kid, and just like Mitch when he was a kid. Y'all wouldn't wear clothes for nothing. Well, Luke either, actually. So anyway. So she doesn't leave the house. She stays in the house. She doesn't go anywhere. She just stays in the house and hangs out.
We don't want anyone calling someone about that.
We won't defects called on that. Anyway, so there's that, and then so that's what I've been doing there, and then
you've been doing Borderlands.
I just got the thing where I have to kill the emperor. I killed the lady in solitude at her wedding. So that was usually I get caught and have to run for days to get away, but I didn't. I got away just fine, so it was not a big deal.
I always have to run away, but then, what I always do, I always do, Thieves Guild first. I finish that completely up and become the guild leader, and then that way, when I start with the Dark Brotherhood, since all the missions are in big cities, and the guards stop me in that dialogue stop, I just tell them I'm with the Thieves Guild, and then they just let me go away.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never.
And then instantly everyone is okay.
I guess I like to do things the hard way. So that's kind of where I'm at in Skyrim. I started to do a stream this morning, and things got loud in the house, and I said, I just shut it down. So maybe tomorrow night I'll do one. So yeah, I've been playing Borderlands because that's and when I was playing Borderlands 2 with Gage, my Necromancer, I love my favorite weapon. It doesn't do as much damage as some of the other big weapons, but my favorite weapon was the Infinity Pistol.
Yeah, the Infinity Pistol. He was obsessed with that thing. It was literally the only thing he would ever use. And I tried
to get one, and have 4 different Infinity Pistols. I had, for the elements. Now, of course, I never did find a slag Infinity Pistol. I don't know that
would be way too overpowered.
I don't know that they even, if that was even possible, because I never had seen a slag, but I never heard seen anybody talk about a slag pistol. But I had fire, I had electricity, and corrosion. I had one of each of those, and so I would just swap depending on the enemy and use those.
Makes sense.
And plus, your DPS is actually pretty good, because even though you don't do as much per shot, but since you're never having to load, and it's a pretty rapid rate of fire,
and it's continuous,
and you're just pretty much doing more damage per second than a regular gun, especially when you don't have to reload.
True.
So I love Infinity Pistols. I've gotten a couple of Infinity Pistols in Borderlands 3, but no elemental ones, all just regular damage. And I was saying something about that to you one time, and you said they don't have any elemental damage ones in Borderlands 3.
I have found at least 3 others, and none of them were never.
Yeah, all I'd ever found was non-elemental damage ones until today.
I feel like in the beginning, we never found an elemental damage one was because the creators saw how overpowered the other ones could get.
They're in there now.
I know they're in there now.
So in Borderlands 3, radiation kind of replaced slag because it does damage, and then also when they explode, they cause damage to the other people and this kind of stuff. So today,
they basically
become
bombs.
A radiation elemental Infinity Pistol.
Oh no!
So happy.
Oh
so
no!
Happy.
No!
Of all the elements, if I could only pick one, that would be the one that I would want. Now, it doesn't do quite as much damage per shot as my other non-elemental Infinity Pistol, but you get the elemental stuff to go with it, and it's radiation. So I'm going to keep going, and hopefully I'll find one of the other 3. And then
there's more than 4 now, right?
Well, there's radiation, there's fire, there's electricity shock,
and then there's corrosion and ice.
And then ice, right. So if I can get one of all 4 elements, and I'll just have them all.
And then the unofficial 6th one is explosion.
Oh, right. And here's the I don't know that they would make an Infinity Pistol. I don't think they'd make
a torque-based Infinity Pistol.
I don't think they'd make a Torgue Infinity Pistol.
Oh no, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty badass. That would be pretty good.
And just imagine every single shot you take, it's Torque doing his air guitar.
That's hilarious. That would be funny. Oh my gosh, I would do nothing but run around killing things just for that. Just for that.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's kind of my video game stuff I've been doing. But let's see what. Oh, big happy thing for me.
Video game happy or nerd happy?
Nerd happy.
Okay.
So you guys probably know, because you guys probably like it too. Love Dungeons and Dragons. Connor does some DMing, and he did a lot when he was living. When he moved away for about a year, and he did a lot of DMing there with a group that he got to know there.
And it was awesome. I loved it every single second.
And we've done some here, but
they don't get it.
The only ones in my family that really like playing are me and him.
And
my wife will dive. Well, she'll play and she'll put forth good effort, but it's just not something that she's into. She's doing it for him, basically.
Yeah, and then my other two, and with my other two brothers, or Mitchell just likes the role playing and playing.
He doesn't
the character.
like anything with the dice and this kind of stuff. He's too impatient for that. So he's really frustrated.
And then Luke, all he does, I mean, it's okay to joke around with D&D. It's meant to be fun, but then at the same time, take it at least with 25% seriousness, just to help progress the story and to do something that helps the party, you know.
So we don't get to play that often, and when we do, it's usually ends up being pretty tense because we have those conflicts. I have always, ever since the character class of monk came out years ago, I've always wanted to try a monk character because
he's been obsessed with it.
They're pretty squishy in early levels, but as they get higher up in levels,
as squishy as this dice,
they get pretty cool. I've tried one playing in his group, but we're not really getting that progress very well. I've tried in other groups that failed, but I've got a buddy of mine that runs a DM group, and he's starting a new one, and he asked me to play. And what do you want to play? I said, how about a monk? He said, that'd be awesome, cool.
It's called DAD because it's all just a bunch of dads, right?
As far as we know, I mean, his Griffin may play too.
It's mostly dads.
Maybe. So you were invited to play too, but you're moving and plus with your work schedule and everything, it just didn't make a lot of sense. So I've already rolled my character. He's ready to go. He's got his backstory. So I'm just waiting for a date to play. So those are the big cool things that I've been doing lately and been into lately. My water feature in the backyard that I talked about last time is done. There's no leaks. It's great. We have put mulch out there and planted. My work is done.
Dad, if you don't mind, there's one thing I want to show everyone. I'll be back in literally 1 second.
Okay, I don't know what I don't know what he's doing or where he's going. This is completely ad-libbed. Like we do anything that's not ad-libbed. All right. Oh, your Spyro miniature that you painted.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can reach far enough, but you can try.
No, but let's see. So I've been getting into painting minis. Like we said a couple episodes ago. And so my fiance asked if I could paint one like Spyro. So I'm gonna bring this up to the camera and see if you guys can see.
So it'll be completely out of focus because he's gonna do it too close. All right, I'm looking at the playback here, which of course is kind of delayed. So let's see what we see here. You can see pretty well. Not too bad.
I think I got it pretty close, you know. It's on his exact shade of purple, but I think it's pretty close. What do you think, Dad?
That's like Spyro grown up. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's cool. So that's too tedious for me. I will be willing to paint one miniature, my character that I'm playing in D&D when I have a long-standing group. But other than that, that stuff is way too tedious for me. Okay, we've been talking for over half an hour.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about anything that we were going to do today. So, we got a movie.
And we have a geek question.
Pick.
All right, let's do our geek question first.
Go for it.
All right, so...
Wait. Yeah, I don't have a geek question thing. Sorry.
You need to find one.
I need to get a geek question sound effect, yeah. So, anyway.
Okay, so our geek question is based on the game Borderlands.
Sorry.
And this is an apple juice.
It's, you know what it looks
technically
like.
Apple juice.
You know what it looks like.
Beer?
No.
Piss?
A little cloudy too. It looks like you got a little bit of stuff in your urine. You might need to get to the doctor and get that checked out.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
So we're clearly tipsy.
No, we're not.
Anyway, so our
Being
geek question comes from the world of Borderlands. All the games, just the basic universe of Borderlands.
All right.
All right. So in your opinion, what do you think is the best class to play out of all 4 games? And that includes the DLC classes.
Okay.
And then after that, what's your favorite class to play out of all of them?
I'm gonna probably just answer that as one big question, because the way I see it, the classes that I think are the best are the ones that are going to be the ones that I play that I think are my favorite. That's how I see it. I play them and they're my favorites because I think they're the best. Okay. Because I like their place. Because I like their play style. And moving on. Okay. Now.
But then at the same time, you never play all the classes like I do. I literally play every single class.
I think Borderlands 1 and 2. 1 was Zero and Ashton, right? No, or
Zero and Ashton. Who's Ashton?
No, who's the soldier in Borderlands? Okay.
Roland.
Roland. Okay, so who's the soldier in Borderlands 2 then?
Axel.
Axton.
Axton, that's it. Axton.
See, I was close. Okay, I had an A and a ton. I just had the wrong in the middle.
A and what? Okay, just continue
Ashton
on
instead of Axton. Anyway.
Okay, just
so I didn't really. Okay, Borderlands 1, and I'm pulling on some old memories here. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know my memory's not the best anyway.
It's never been the best, Dad.
I thought that I would love Zero because of the sword and all that stuff.
But all he does is turn invisible.
But I didn't. I ended up not playing. It was either sniper or sword, and I'm like, that's kind of hard to play with that kind of game. It's either you're far away or you're right up on top of them, and how do you close that distance? So I didn't learn how to play him very well. Some people loved Zero. I think I probably played Roland to start with because he's like a basic character.
Yeah, but Roland is in Borderlands 1, and Zero is in Borderlands 2.
Okay, well, see, I don't remember any of it. So who were the 4 in Borderlands 1? Educate me.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay, Borderlands 1 was Roland, Brick, Mordecai, and Lilith. The soldier, the soldier, the hunter, the siren, and then the brawler.
Okay.
And the Borderlands 2, it was Axton, Salvador, Maya, and Zero. The again soldier, I believe he was called, the Gunzerker, assassin, and then siren. And then we have Borderlands pre-sequel. And then we have the 2 DLC classes, Gage the Necromancer and Krieg the Psycho. And then in Borderlands pre-sequel, we had Wilhelm. Let's see.
I remember Wilhelm.
Let's see. Wilhelm, Claptrap, Athena, and then Anaya, the Enforcer, the Mistake, the Shield Bearer, I think she was called, and then the Gunslinger. And then 2 DLC classes for that was Handsome Jack, Jack's clone, which was the doppelganger, and then Aurelia Hammerlock, who was the Ice Queen. Okay. And now we have Borderlands 3, who is Flack, Mose, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the side. Okay, Zane,
and Amara.
Amara.
Okay, so and
the siren of the Beastmaster, of the mech soldier, and the operative.
And now we see, when we talk about Connor being on the spectrum, now we see why.
What do you mean?
I need a sound effect. I need the Ace Ventura sound effect up here. Obsessed much? Anyway, so
I have a good memory when it comes to stuff like that.
1,
Sue me.
I probably played Roland. Did Roland? Axton's the one that had like the shield barrier kind of thing, right? And the turret. Did Roland have the turret? What was Roland?
Roland had the turret. Axton also had a turret.
So I probably played Roland, and I probably played Lilith in the first one.
I didn't really like Lilith's ability because when you think about it, it was basically just some Zero's ability of turning invisible and running very fast.
And I didn't.
It didn't have any kind of
play
power
Mordecai,
effect.
and who was the other one again?
I loved playing Brick.
Oh,
That's who
Brick,
you played the
when
entire time when I watched you just now.
Recently, yes. When I went back and played, that was what I played was Brick, and it was actually a whole lot more fun than I thought he would be because he's just going in and punching stuff.
I love playing Mordecai because
with Punchy Pussyfoot and in Skyrim, that's all I do is punch people. So
I love Mordecai.
Brick was good. I never really played Mordecai, and then in Borderlands 2, I tried Zero to start with, and then I ended up going.
Zero, no.
Zero's a zero. So I'm trying to remember who else I played. Okay.
The exact opposite of Hercules.
I tried Zero, then I did.
Hero to Zero.
I didn't do the Gunzerker. I never played the Gunzerker. I think I probably did Axton because of the healing turret and all that kind of stuff. And then
he didn't have a healing turret.
Maya.
He didn't have a healing turret.
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
That was Roland.
I can't remember. And this is probably why. This is probably why I don't know it, because the one that I really focused and bled dry was Gage. Once Gage came out with the Necromancer, she's probably one of my all-time favorites, if not my all-time favorite character to play.
Because you summon basically an autonomous murder bot.
Right. So she was one, and then
murder time.
And I played the pre-sequel enough to go, yeah, no.
You didn't even make it to level 10.
I think I played Claptrap just because I didn't want to have to do the whole oxygen thing.
Okay.
So because you're on the moon, so you had to go from oxygen bubble to oxygen bubble. And
true.
I tried it, and and that's kind of the universal opinion about the pre-sequel. It was just kind of like, meh.
I liked it.
You liked it because you liked all of them.
So, except the very first one. That I hate that one.
All right, so we reviewed the characters of Borderlands at this point. So
who's my favorite? Haven't done Borderlands 3 yet.
Well, whatever. Okay. So who's my favorite and who's I think the best?
Yes. As there is a difference between favorite and best.
There may be, but the way I play, probably not. Because my feelings are they're my favorite because I think they're the best.
True.
So to be honest with you, looking far back, Borderlands 1, they were all kind of boring a little bit. Because
it was our first game, you know.
Yeah, Brick ended up being kind of fun to play.
Because you could basically one shot a boss with a single punch.
Gage, like I said, Gage was definitely one of my favorites. So I'm going to kind of give you kind of my top 2 or 3.
Okay.
So Gage is there. Borderlands 3, I can't really speak to Flak or Amara yet.
Yeah.
I haven't played those two yet, so I can't speak to them. Zane is who I main for the single player, and then Moe's I started to do for co-op, which we haven't really done much, but
we haven't in
a while. So my top 2 are Gage and Zane.
Okay.
Because I need as much help as I can get. Okay? So when you have Gage who does her stuff, and you can build her skill tree such that she can shoot Death Trap and he'll do the same elemental damage that she does that she shoots him with.
And not to mention, Death Trap can also get a copy of her shield.
Right. And you can build her to be kind of a shock build. So she's doing a lot of shock damage, and then you put all that on Death Trap as well, plus he's shooting out there. So you have this mobile turret, basically, like you said. Yeah. So you're kind of getting double the damage.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, especially when you play single player.
He is really good. They are really good.
So that was up to Borderlands 3. She was by far my favorite, without question. Borderlands 3, when it comes to single player, I absolutely love Zane all the way around. One, because the way you can build him, where you can use 2 of his 3
skill trees at the same time.
Instead of using grenade, you use a second skill tree. So I can use the Digiclone, which puts a clone of him out there.
And uses the same gun as you.
He uses the same weapon I do. So you put him out there with a radiation shotgun, and it's like, let's wreck city. And
let's wreck city. What?
Anyway, so
that needs to be on a T-shirt.
Maybe that should be the name of the title of the podcast.
Let's wreck city.
So
I love that.
You
I
get
love that.
that. He's doing damage,
I'm
and
getting
they're
that
usually
tattooed on
attacking
me.
him. You can back away, and they're attacking him, so he's taking the damage, not you. And then the drones that you have, you can get them to pinpoint and target a specific person. So basically, you have 3 attacks going at once.
True.
And so it's like having 3 people playing. Now, granted, they're not doing as much damage as you are, but they're definitely doing more damage than you by yourself.
Yeah.
And you can set it where if you go into fight for life and your Digiclone is available, you can just switch with him and come back to life immediately. He goes away, but then you take his place. And so that helps you get out of those sticky situations.
True.
So I would easily say that my top 2 are Gage and Zane.
Okay.
So that would be my answer. I can't really differentiate best from favorite because they kind of are connected for me.
All right.
Okay, so.
Okay. All right. I got to get loosened up for my counterpoint. Oh, yeah. Let's get into this. Okay.
Get comfortable, people.
All right. So to copy what Dad did going from game to game, on Borderlands 1, I didn't really play Borderlands 1 that much, only because
You were young when that thing came out.
yes, but then when that came about, when the Game of the Year thing came out earlier this year, I started playing that too.
Yeah.
And then and the person I played was a Mordecai because he had Bloodwing, and I love animals, and then I noticed his build was actually very good, because you would just throw out Bloodwing, and then he would just basically eviscerate people and almost instantly kill them every time. And if you built him just right, he could literally throw Bloodwing out for the minions while you focus on the boss, and it just took me less than 10 minutes to kill a big boss sometimes.
Okay.
So with Borderlands 1, I'm kind of biased because Mordecai was literally the only one I played.
Yeah.
But with Borderlands 2, I played basically everyone except for Zero and Salvador. Salvador, I feel like he was really hard to play, especially because they made him basically a midget, and you're almost constantly looking up because he's so short. So you're missing a lot, even with the double gun barrel thing,
Finger gun. Right at the crotch too, because he was short. I couldn't get into Salvador.
And then Zero, like Dad said, he was too hard to build. He was. It was basically in your face or too far to make any damage worth it.
Yeah.
But I did play Axton, Maya, Gage, and Krieg. And by far, I loved Maya and Krieg the best in Borderlands 2.
I never played Krieg. I guess by that point, because Krieg came out after Gage, right?
I know.
So by the time Krieg came out, I was kind of Borderlands 2'd out at that point.
But the thing that I love about Krieg is that literally, buff his action skill just right, and he literally one-shots 50 enemies in less than a minute because every time you kill someone with your buzzsaw, you get more psycho time, and then also
right.
and also you're a giant super badass psycho who breathes fire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean you're basically the god of psychos.
Yeah,
and that's what I loved about it. Let's see, and then in pre-sequel, I played basically everyone except for Aurelia and then Nisha. That was her name, Nisha. Because I didn't really like
those names mean absolutely nothing to me because
Aurelia. We fight against Aurelia in Borderlands 3. Remember, or the Ice Queen, and that shoots Wainwright. On Eden 6.
No, I don't remember that.
She's basically Mei from Overwatch, except English instead of Chinese. That girl.
Maybe.
Look,
when I played
just beat her again in the game.
When I played Borderlands 3, I just shoot to keep from dying.
Okay.
Who
Anyway,
I'm shooting, what I'm shooting, why I'm shooting, I don't really care. I just don't want to die and lose money.
Anyway, Nisha in is actually referenced in Borderlands 2, and Nisha was actually Handsome Jack's girlfriend who was given Lynchwood. That town.
Right.
Yeah.
I like Lynchwood.
Oh yeah. It's a great place to level up really fast. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And so my two favorite from that game is actually Handsome Jack's doppelganger, because his handsome clone action skill is really powerful. His clones are constantly moving and destructing from place to place. So they can become super badass versions of themselves and become super powerful. He can switch places with them kind of like Zane, you know.
Yeah.
And then, believe it or not, my second favorite is Claptrap. I mean, I will always choose the crazy random guy because I'm also crazy and random. Claptrap is me. Let's be honest.
Zane is by far the funniest guy I've played ever.
It's because of the accent.
No, it's not.
It's the accent.
The Scottish accent, but it's the stuff he says.
It's the accent.
Sorry,
it's just
man.
the accent.
I mean,
don't believe in people.
I mean, even when he's running, and you stop running, he starts panting. He's like, jeez. I mean, it just
everyone starts panting,
but then
except for Flack because he's not real.
So
anyway, so now in Borderlands 3, I've basically gotten a chance to play everyone but Zane. I've maxed out on my Beastmaster and my Siren, and I'm working on my Mecha Soldier right now.
We should do some consistent streaming in Borderlands, because I'd like to get them all. I'd like to play all 4 characters.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. You maxed out on your current character, right? So just start a new one.
I know, but hey, I should. Well, I've got Moe's. I should just go ahead and finish Moe's up and then move on.
Go to Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's. Sorry, that's
what?
Chicken.
Yeah, that's the weirdest chicken I've ever heard. But okay.
Welcome to Moe's. When you go to Moe's to eat. Welcome to Moe's.
Who's Moe's? I should bop you with Spyro right now.
You don't eat Mexican, so it doesn't matter. Anyway.
Okay,
so it's like the Subway of Mexican food.
Okay. My turn. Because I'm still not done.
Okay. Hey, we just got a new follower. What's up?
Hey there.
Hey, I keep looking at the wrong place. I'm not used to looking over there.
Okay, what's their name? What's their name?
Kirby Masterhand. I think that was.
Hey there, dude.
I think that's.
Or girl, or non-binary person.
They're in the Discord chat, and I think it's Hammer. I think.
So
I could be wrong. If I'm wrong,
anyway,
just let me know, because I think that's who that is in the Discord chat.
So
but
anyway, in Borderlands 3, I loved playing. And so far, definitely Flack because I love animals, and his thing is literally all about animals. And then also I loved playing.
Can you really call those things animals though? They're like the weirdest, bizarrest monkey lizard things.
It's a dog, it's a monkey, and it's basically a giant spider. So yes, they are animals.
Isn't it a monkey with like a lion's mane though? Kinda.
What do you think a gibbon is, or a mandrill?
You're right. Okay.
You have no idea what those things are, do you?
A gibbon?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what a gibbon is.
A mandrill?
I know what a mantra is. I have no idea what a mandrill is.
Rafiki, that's a mandrill.
Rafiki's a baboon, isn't he?
No, he's a mandrill.
Okay, well,
look it up. I dare you. Look it up.
I'll look it up later. I'm not going to waste podcast time on this.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
anyway, hey, and so, okay, I'm now gonna give my final review. Okay, so from the 3 games I have seriously played, hey, my top favorites from all of them are Borderlands 2, Krieg, and Maya. Krieg for the random awesome powerhouse, and then Maya because because of her amazing ability to basically lock on to people and completely eviscerate them in a second. In pre-sequel, it's Doppelganger and Claptrap. Doppelganger for the wide coverage, and Claptrap for similar to Krieg, the random chaos. And then Borderlands 3, it is Flak and Amara. Flak for the constant companions and to help eviscerate enemies on a constant basis.
Okay.
And then Amara for her versatility. She's actually very versatile. Once you get used to her.
I'm looking forward to trying her out. Well, actually of all the games, Borderlands 1, 2, 3, all those. Borderlands 3, all 4 characters seem interesting to me. Whereas
yeah, they really do.
In all the other games, only 1 or 2 always interested me. So,
yeah. So the best one, in my opinion, is Krieg.
I knew you were going to say Krieg. Why? I don't know, but I just knew.
Because if you build Krieg just right, and he's able to literally burn away his enemies with dragon breath, summon up fireballs that lock onto enemies, and then also be able to almost constantly go into his super badass psycho mode.
Yeah, I know. I just never could get into. I could never get into that whole character build for him. So, anyway.
but my favorite is Flak, because he's serious and he's antisocial, but he loves animals, and that's kind of like me minus the seriousness.
You're not serious or antisocial.
I am antisocial.
You are extremely social. You just don't know how to do it well.
When it comes,
you just don't know how to do it well. That's
the same thing as being antisocial.
Okay. Would you know? All right.
Okay.
Your brother Mitch is antisocial.
Okay. Just anyway. In my opinion, the best is Krieg the Psycho.
Clarification here.
In my opinion, the best is Krieg the Psycho.
Yeah.
And then my favorite is Flak the Beastmaster.
Okay.
And that was our geek question. That went on for a while.
Beat that Borderlands horse to death. So okay.
I will always beat it to death.
With
a bat.
You beat everything you do to death. You pretty much. Yep.
With a Negan you have no idea what that is.
A Negan bat. I don't know what that is.
Negan is a character on The Walking Dead. And his main weapon is
that guy with the baseball bat with a barbed wire. Yes. Okay. Why didn't you just say The Walking Dead bat? I don't know who Negan is because I don't watch Walking Dead. I'm not a
because
zombie
it's not
guy.
called the Walking Dead bat. It's called the Negan bat.
Yeah, or you could have just said barbed wire bat. Okay, there's another chicken we're chasing. Judas Christ. I don't understand all these chickens.
Have you noticed?
Okay,
on the
we need
of all
to
the
move
chickens?
on because one, it's getting pretty warm in the shipping container here.
I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is almost empty.
So what? Is this.
When this is empty, the show's over.
Oh, you worry. Poor sport.
We probably need to dive into our movie a little bit. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay, so y'all stay tuned for the next
installment of Roll for Credits. Let's dive in, guys.
I need to get some headphones. And do that. Now I finally understand why everybody does headphones. So they can hear all the stuff in their ears. Wait, I don't even know if it's even just go. Whatever.
What? So our movie was
so disorganized, people.
I heard it go off, Dad.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay,
you want to talk about the movie? Do you know all the details about the movie?
I don't know the full synopsis. Okay. It says like you've probably memorized, but I know the title.
Okay, go ahead.
The Mighty Peking Man.
The Mighty Peking Man. Okay, we talked about it. We mentioned it last time.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little deets on Mighty Peking Man. Mighty Peking Man
Drop
is basically the Hong Kong rendition of King Kong.
King Kong goes Hong
Kong is what Jinx. They said. And it came out.
You broke the jinx.
I don't care.
You're gonna have bad luck.
Welcome to being your father. I'm just kidding. Just going for the joke. So it came out in 70s. Go ahead. I need to put in a why.
Yes, you need to do.
So it came out in 77, which was the year after the 76 remake of King Kong with Jessica Lange and Jeff Bridges. So it's like, hey, that was a blockbuster movie that came out, and Hong Kong said, hey, let's just capitalize on that. And they came up with the Mighty Peking Man. I don't know why it was Mighty Peking Man, because Peking... Anyway, so here's the deal.
Peking duck.
It was a Hong Kong movie.
Filmed in India.
Well, wait a minute.
Set
Set in
in
Hong
India.
Kong to start with Hong Kong main characters that knew about this Mighty Peking Man, this 10-story tall King Kong thing in the Himalayas, and it was filmed over in India. So you had people from Hong Kong, actors from Hong Kong, and then you had all these extras from India. And then they go to find this big King Kong thing called Utam, and when they get there, there's this Tarzanette living out there that's the fan that's like
Who's Swedish?
who's befriended who Utam is taking care of. It's kind of like the Jessica Lange character from the 76 movie. That was kind of Utam's love interest. So the actress was literally from Sweden. So you got half the people in the movie are from Hong Kong. Half the people and all the extras are from India. And then you got this blonde Swedish chick. So it's like, okay, which one of these things doesn't belong? It was.
They all don't belong.
It was like putting. It was
Which
like,
one of things doesn't belong here?
Yes, that I couldn't think of the little jingle. So that was the thing. So they're going to go and they find out about this Utam, this Mighty Peking Man, and the sleazy.
No one else
promoter.
calls him Utama except for
Samantha. So they find out, they see in these newspapers, and you get to talk about the newspaper thing in just a minute.
Oh, yeah.
They see in these
It was
newspapers
funny.
these indications of this Mighty Peking Man, this huge 10-story tall gorilla thing. And they say, hey, let's go to the Himalayas and let's capture him and bring him back to Hong Kong. We can make a whole bunch of money. So they decide they're going to go and get.
When will these people realize
it's
if,
like going to Skull
anything's
Island.
over a story tall, you never bring it home?
It's like going to Skull Island. They're going to go and they're going to get this monkey and bring him back and make a bunch of money, just like in King Kong. Okay, so they need somebody to help them find him, and so the Jeff Bridges character was this guy named Johnny Feng.
Johnny Feng.
Johnny Feng. Whatever.
Feng.
F-E-N-G.
Feng.
However you pronounce it, y'all pronounce it however you want to. So,
Feng.
are you done?
You do realize I do this just to piss you off, right? And it's worth it.
It works really well. So anyway, so they go to find this thing, and they go to India to find him, and they find him, and they get attacked. They get attacked by a bunch of things as they're going to find him.
Oh yeah.
People are dying. People are getting their legs bit off by tigers. They're falling off cliffs.
Hugely sedated tigers.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. So, I'm just giving you a quick rundown of the plot. They get there. Johnny is willing to go and find this thing because he's heartbroken because his girlfriend cheated on him with his TV producer brother.
Yeah.
So they break up. He's like, yes, I'll go, and I'll help you find it. So they go, and when they get there, all these people start dying from animal attacks or falling off cliffs, and so they all said, we're leaving, we're out of here. And Johnny's like, no, we've got to stay and get this. So even the sleazy promoter that wanted to do it in the first place left, and so Johnny was left there by himself, and meets Samantha, which is this little Tarzan girl, blonde hair, blue-eyed, wearing the little Tarzan outfit, literally next to nothing, loincloth, and basically a strip of leather on the top.
Yeah.
I don't know. They must have used an awful lot of tape to hold that thing on, because it was like, okay, we're going to tape it right above everything to cover everything just enough, and it worked. But anyway,
Kinda worked.
there was a couple of wardrobe malfunctions. Yes, there were.
And
But
camera malfunctions.
They were very brief. So moving on. Nothing like last episode's movie.
Yeah.
So Then they're together.
Do not watch Siberia. Do not watch.
They kind of fall in love. He talked her into taking Utom back. They take Utom back in the ship, and it's the typical King Kong stuff. He's chained. He gets there. He breaks free. The sleazy promoter starts to attack her, basically try to sexually assault her,
molest her,
and Utom happens to see it through the window, and he breaks out of his cage and saves her. But then
bunch of Ex Machina stuff.
Then everybody's trying to
kill the beast
and kill him. The army comes in. He climbs the top of a building, and
in the building,
yeah. So it's pretty formulaic. It was a
very
King Kong movie.
predictable.
It was basically King Kong
with a different title.
Very badly done, but.
Define badly done, Dad.
I watched it. Okay, well, I watched it twice. The first time I watched it, I'm like, wow, this is like really super bad. And then, in the few days between when I watched it and then when I watched it with you, I got to thinking more about it. It's in the exact same vein as all the Godzilla movies, the Mothra movies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The cheesy Chinese big monster
costume,
movies. And when I kind of put it in that context, I'm like, okay, well, I get it. It's the same thing as those, so I didn't have a lot of high expectations of it, and so I didn't. It was still bad.
Godzilla.
It was still bad, but it didn't bother me as much as just a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's one of those. So
it's one of those things.
So anyway, that's the premise of the movie. Basically, King Kong from Hong Kong. Lots of problems with it. If you like those kind of movies, Tarantino obviously likes it because if you look on Amazon Prime, because it's on Amazon Prime, there's two versions. There's Mighty Peking Man, just the straight theatrical release, and then there's Quentin Tarantino presents The Mighty Peking Man, which is basically him getting the rights to the movie, redistributing it, and putting his name on it and saying, I'm presenting it, but it's the same movie. So of course, everybody knows that Tarantino is a huge fan of like the Hong Kong 70s martial arts movies and stuff. So he loves that. As a matter of fact, I think Chase the Chicken here. I think in Kill Bill, he plays into that a lot. As a matter of fact, at the very beginning, I think his opening credits are very similar to the opening credits of this movie.
Yeah.
So it's not just us. There's a lot of people that like those kind of movies.
Real quick.
Yes.
Who is Tarantino?
Guys, I thought I raised him well.
The name sounds familiar. I just don't remember what he is. Is he an actor, director, producer? What is he?
He did Pulp Fiction. He's a director.
No, I've never seen that.
Not Usual Suspects. That's not what I'm trying to say. Reservoir Dogs.
Never seen that. Because you never introduced me to those things.
Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2.
I haven't seen Kill Bill.
Oh my gosh, we gotta watch Kill Bill tonight. Both of them. We gotta do it. You just gotta do it.
No, we don't.
Oh yeah, we do.
No,
we gotta
don't.
watch Kill Bill. The Hateful Eight, which is on Netflix.
Haven't seen that. I haven't.
Samuel Jackson is in almost every one of his movies. He also did Django Unchained.
Haven't seen that.
Now look, I was not a huge fan of Pulp Fiction. But all of his other movies I've loved.
I'm loving these reactions.
Did he do...
Let's get this going. Come on.
Which one was the first one that he did that had Salma Hayek in it and it had George Clooney in it? He was in it as well. God, what was it? It was about vampires.
Twilight?
Oh, okay. There's your challenge, people. I want somebody to tweet me at HeadGamer or get me on Discord or whatever. Somebody write me a script for a Tarantino version of Twilight, because that's what he just said. He just said, what, did Tarantino do Twilight? I want somebody to tell me what Twilight, how it would have turned out if Tarantino had done Twilight.
Oh my god,
Wow.
That's the only vampire movie I know of.
Well, there's Dracula.
That's a myth.
It's a movie.
It's a
There's
myth.
several versions of it.
It's a myth.
So's Twilight. And Kill Bill. And Hateful and whatever other movie that you do. They're all fake.
Oh my gosh.
This is quickly deteriorated.
Okay.
So all right. So there's the premise. There's the basic plot of the movie. It's basically King Kong, Hong Kong version of it.
King Kong goes to Hong Kong.
And instead
of Hollywood.
Instead of Jessica Lange being on this ship and they get to this island and King Kong falls in love with Jessica Lange's character, this is a girl. This is a young woman. Her parents
was
died.
kind of raised.
She was kind of raised by Utom is what she called him, because she was in a plane with her parents apparently, and they crashed and they died, and she was a little girl. Utom saved her and raised her from there. So,
Sorry, it slipped out.
oh, that wasn't a slip out, because you made some motions to let it out.
Okay.
This is the house that I live in, people. This is the house that I live in.
Oh my gosh.
This is the life that I live. Oh my god. So anyway,
Okay.
all right. So that's the only difference really between the two movies, was that she was kind of there on the island with, or not island, in the Himalayas with him, because she was raised by him since she was a little girl when her parents died in a plane crash.
Oh, man.
That's the only difference really.
Yeah, really.
So I've given the plot. And I'll say whatever I want to say, but I'll fill in the blanks. You talk about the movie as much as you want to. What you liked or didn't like, and why they should watch it or not.
Okay, so let's see. You should watch it if you like the classic,
Classic monster movies. Yeah.
Yes, that's with the guy in the costume, smashing model sets, over exaggerated lines, and milking scenes, and horrible CGI effects, and special effects, because that's a classic monster movie. If you like seeing that stuff, go ahead and watch this movie. It's got all that and more. But here's why you shouldn't watch the movie.
No, you should watch the movie, because
yeah.
most of the people that are watching this podcast are the kind of people that would like
a classic
monster movie. Godzilla, Mothra,
Ex-
Rodan, any of those. The Japanese
Rodan.
monster.
Rodan. Mojura.
Whatever. So here we go again with the name pronunciations.
Gojira.
Does it really matter?
To me, it does.
I'm from Alabama. I say Rodan. Sorry. Just like I say pecan. No, I'm just kidding. I don't say pecan pie.
Although you should, because that's how it's
Although-
pronounced. Pecan.
Yeah, God, there's another chicken I was about to chase, and I probably shouldn't. But
Oh,
anyway.
go ahead.
Oh, it's just
Chickens are fun to chase.
It's a great movie. Okay, fine. A great movie with Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. When Harry Met Sally.
Who and who?
Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. It's a movie called When Harry Met Sally. You should watch it. It's funny. It's a romantic comedy, but it's funny. And your mom and I aren't big romantic.
I love rom-coms.
This is the one where you've probably seen this scene where they're sitting in a diner and she has a fake. They're talking about orgasms. She says that women fake it. And he's like, women don't fake it with me. She's like, of course women fake an orgasm with you. She's like, no, I would be able to tell. That's what he said. And so she sits there in a diner and has a fake orgasm sitting in the diner. While just the whole moaning and this kind of
That's
stuff.
where that joke came from?
That's that classic scene from that movie.
I've seen that joke 10 times at least, and that's where it comes from?
And then in that movie, there's a woman that says, I'll have what she's having. That's Billy Crystal's mom.
Oh my god.
I think it's Billy Crystal's mom, or is it Meg's mom?
It's someone's mom.
I wanted to say it was Meg's mom, but maybe it was Rob Reiner's mom, because he did the movie.
Anyway,
I can't remember.
So
at one point they're talking, and he starts talking about, in his funny voice. He's talking about, may I have some of your pecan pie?
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. And so they did this whole thing about pecan pie and paprikash and all this kind of stuff. So there was a nice chicken. There's where my brain goes. It just went to Harry Met Sally and pecan pie and paprikash.
Okay,
Fake orgasms.
So anyway,
Now back to Mighty Peking Man.
Don't wish me Mighty Peking Man.
No, Mighty Pecan Man. No.
Anyway, the first thing I noticed about the
Quickly
movie.
deteriorating here. We need to move on.
The first thing I noticed about the movie was the very first scene. It's basically the sleazy guy talking to everyone about this creature
In the Hong Kong library.
Yes,
Yep.
and it shows us a close up of a newspaper, and it's clearly in English. I can read every word of it. A Hong Kong Standard, Mighty Peking Man spot in Himalayas, and all that, and other subtext below that. I can read all of it, and but then after the scene goes, and we see. And then after the guy destroys the model village that sets up what this guy is, we then flip back to the newspaper, and suddenly it's in Chinese.
Same paper, but now it's completely in Chinese.
Yes, and I'm like, wait, what? What's happened?
And I had to rewind it to see because I didn't believe him. But he's absolutely right. I mean, same picture. Same. Well, it wasn't really the same layout though. But in the first paper they're looking at, it's the same picture, and it's completely in English. The second time, it's completely in Chinese or whatever it was.
That's because that's because with Chinese Japanese writing, they read it up and down.
Yep.
They read it from up to down, and then also right to left.
I don't remember the right to left. I knew the up and down. I remembered. I thought Arabic was right to left.
Why do you think mangas are backwards? Think about it.
I don't think what's about
Manga.
I don't read manga. Sorry.
You've never even seen manga?
I've seen it, but I've never read it.
A manga book before? You've never seen one before?
I've seen manga books. I've never opened one because I don't want to read manga.
Oh my gosh! See what I have to deal with, people. How could
Generational gap. Has no clue who Harry Met Sally is, Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, Quentin Tarantino, and I don't know manga.
Has no idea what
I think I'm more
Naruto
cultured.
is.
I think I'm more cultured than he is.
Has no idea what Fairy Tail is. Soul Eater, Full Metal Alchemist. No idea what any of these.
Run. I can run I can do the Naruto run or whatever it's called.
Can you do the Nezuko run?
I have no
Nezuko
idea. I don't know.
from Demon Slayer. I love pissing him off. I'm gonna miss this when I move.
Old nerd, young nerd. Okay.
Don't put fingers
Anything
in my
else?
face.
Go ahead, because I mean I got stuff to talk about too.
Let's see. You could clearly see how cheesy this movie was made, even though it was made in 1977, which and it's just you could see the ripples in the screens in the background. It's hilarious. In these model villages, instantly you can tell. Okay, that's a model. Well, that's got a string attached to it, and we can see it.
Okay, well here's something that I would say that I thought they were versatile because they had miniature sets.
Yeah.
They had They had full size sets. They had screens where they were playing part of the movie on the screen, and the people were on the stage in front of the screen making it look like they were in the scene together. So they had multiple different ways of conveying the movie and used all of them. It was interesting. Now, did they do it well? No, but they were at least
not at all.
They were at least flexible and using. Multiple
they were
different
versatile.
ways. So, but yeah, I thought that was hilarious when one of those scenes where it's like a huge screen and they're playing the backdrop of the movie on the screen, and the actors are on the stage, so to speak, and acting with the screen. And the screen has wrinkles. It's like they folded it up and it was creased. There was creases and wrinkles all in the screen the whole time. It was hilarious.
Let's
like
see.
my sheet hanging on the back porch when we do outside movies is pretty funny. So yeah, that was interesting. But that's kind of now were the special effects of that movie in '77 worse than the King Kong special effects from '76? Absolutely, they were much worse. But it was Hong Kong versus big budget American movie.
True.
So they had more money.
They and yet they were able to afford afford all these exotic animals. They were able to afford a herd of elephants, at least 2 tigers, several monkeys, a leopard.
Okay, if you remember though, the herd of elephants was really they just filmed elephants moving. They didn't really.
They still had to rent them though.
They could have just gone to some kind of, not reservoir, some kind of reservation, and just filmed them running. They didn't have them interacting with the actors. They had one small.
They had them
crying elephant. One small crying elephant.
They had them tear down the village. Remember?
Oh, that's right. But they weren't really interacting with him. So
they were interacting with the actual people too.
So, but
again,
this was clearly,
there were some horrible inaccuracies in the movie.
It was a 10-story tall.
I'm talking
gorilla.
about other stuff.
What's realistic about?
I'm talking about how let's see, this one guy was stepped on by an elephant and basically all he got was a footprint on his chest,
a bloody footprint,
yes.
And then died.
Yeah. And then another one was still with the elephants. They took a single guy took down a single elephant with basically a 1977 revolver. It's like that does not compute. Does not compute.
So
some of these things just made them.
So what are some other things that you liked or didn't like about the movie?
I liked how it was classic. You could tell where it was going. You didn't like where it was going. Sometimes like when the producer was
being
praying,
yucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you could still tell him it was going to have some good happy scenes.
Yeah.
Some good wholehearted scenes.
Well.
But things that I did not like about the movie was the animal abuse, basically.
Well, and I know. Okay, I don't know that it was animal abuse.
To me, it was.
I mean, I can see that. And
the guy
I think,
full on wrestled the tiger.
I think PETA would definitely. And we actually looked it up. PETA was formed like 3 years after this movie was made. But there was a tiger. There was a leopard. That were in the movie for a few scenes, and
a lot of scenes actually.
You could clearly tell, especially with the leopard,
he was drugged.
I think that they were sedated because she was hugging on the leopard, she was picking up the leopard, she was swinging the leopard around,
and
she was
holding
the leopard
him
on her shoulders and running around with him.
Or kind of like what Ace Ventura does to that one guy in Call the Wild.
So, and when he's just sitting there, when the animal is just sitting there, his breathing looks kind of rapid and unsteady, which is kind of an indication that he's got something going on board.
He's got something going on.
A couple of times you could say it almost looked like there was a little bit of froth at his mouth. So I think that they actually sedated these animals so that they could use them for these things. Yeah, there was actually meat hanging off of his mouth where they looked like they had just fed him some meat, so he was not hungry.
Yeah. And that's probably how they drugged him with the meat.
Yeah, well, so definitely you wouldn't be able to get away with treating animals like that today.
Yeah,
especially in the U.S.
And then there was this one scene with the tiger. Literally, this one guy was
jumped on the tiger.
He jumped on the tiger and was basically rolling around with him and basically pole vaulting over him, somersaulting over him, and the tiger's neck going onto the ground and almost snapping a couple times. So it looks like it was bad.
So there was a lot of that, and that was.
I did not like that.
It didn't bother me because I knew that they weren't hurting the animals, but it was just kind of weird seeing that because you just don't see that in movies today.
I mean, if you do it CGI.
So, how about that ending?
Oh yeah, the ending. No. We can't spoil the ending for him. We can't. The ending was just so satisfying. It was so satisfying, and you'll have to watch it, guys.
Let's just say
don't.
No, I'm not ruining anything. Don't touch me.
So strong.
So anyway, let's just say that the ending was unexpected. How about that? Let's just say the ending was unexpected.
Yes, unexpected.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So some things that look, if you like these kind, and I've watched these movies. We'd have spend the night parties when we were a little 4th grade, 5th grade, and we'd stay up all night watching the Godzilla movie marathons on TBS. While we're having spitball fights. Speaking of spitball fights,
what the heck?
there was one time a friend of mine. We were in 4th grade. I remember this distinctly. We were in 4th grade. It's a spin night party, his house, and they had a like a Godzilla movie marathon on. So we watched Godzilla versus Mothra, all these movies. We stayed up all night watching these movies, and it was me and John and Charles and Richie. I want to say, was it Richie? I think it was Richie. So I think it was the 4 of us, and we decided to have a spitball battle.
Oh my gosh!
And so we flipped over 2 couches in the living room for like barricades, and we paired off 2 versus 2 and had a spitball battle for about an hour and a half. There were hundreds of dried spitballs on the wall and the ceiling when John's mother got up the next morning. So we spent the first 2 hours of Saturday morning cleaning hundreds of spitballs off the walls and the ceiling.
Oh,
so
speaking of spitballs, also, the fun fact.
What do you get a fun fact about spitballs?
It's a fun personal fact. Years ago, back when I was in elementary school, when we first moved here, just for fun, I spat a single spitball onto the large bay window above the front door. To this day, it is still there.
House? Yes. In our house? Yeah, because we can't reach it.
Yeah.
So there's a spitball.
To this day, it is still there.
15 years later, there's a spitball high up in this bay window, this like view window, and like this high ceiling entranceway we have.
And it is still there.
I'm lazy and haven't gotten a ladder to get up there and get it. So
even though several times since then you've been up high enough because of the wall clock.
But it's it's way higher than that. It's just become part of the home decor, I guess. I don't even notice it anymore. So anyway, so
I've got some super spit.
So I haven't seen these kind of movies in years and years and years. If you like those kind of movies, if you grew up on those and you're just like an aficionado for those, it's worth watching because just add it to your arsenal. The perfect example of the costume, the gorilla costume. Okay. So in the gorilla costume, obviously there's a guy in the gorilla costume, but when you're looking at close-ups, you can actually see the human eyes inside the mask. You can actually see his mouth inside the gorilla mouth. If you've ever seen, and I know some of you have, Trading Places, the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, okay? In the subway, and in the subway scene, or like the New Year's Eve party train scene, not subway, the train. And there's a gorilla in a cage in the cargo of the train. And the cop, the crooked cop that's kind of doing all this secret investigating stuff, he's dressed up as a gorilla. They tape his mouth shut so he can't say anything. They put him in this gorilla costume because it was Jim Belushi that had the gorilla costume. Throw him in the cage.
Who's Jim Belushi?
John Belushi's brother. I'm not even going to go there. So they tape his mouth shut, put him in the gorilla costume, and throw him in the cage with the male gorilla.
And they start banging.
And the male gorilla gets really, really frisky. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But in that gorilla costume, you can see his eyes and his mouth. You can clearly see it's a mask. Can you do that with like a monkey accent? That was rhetorical. That was rhetorical. That was not a request. That was rhetorical.
I always accept a challenge like that. You know that, Dad.
So that's what this mask looked like. It looked like, so if you've seen Trading Places, you know the scene I'm talking about. That's what this looked like. It was complete, so fake. But if you like those kind of movies, it's definitely worth seeing. I mean, I'd never even heard of it before, and it's literally King Kong from a Hong Kong perspective. The ending was abrupt. I'll leave it at that.
Don't. You're gonna give it away.
I don't know what was going on there. So that's it. Would I recommend it to anybody? If you like those movies, yes. If you're not a fan of those kind of movies, don't. It's a waste of an hour and a half, or hour and 25 minutes actually.
Yeah.
So-
Even less if you don't count the actual credits, you know.
So, so that's the movie review for this episode. That's Mighty Peking Man, 1977 movie from Hong Kong.
Oh yeah.
So we are
gonna roll.
It's time to roll for our next movie.
Roll those dice. Yeah.
Okay. No whammies. No whammies.
No whaties. No whaties.
You don't even know what that? Yeah, look it up. I'm just not gonna tell you. You just look it up.
But I love it when you get all flustered and annoyed.
I'm not gonna get flustered because this is an obscure game show from the 80s, early 80s, called Press Your Luck. No whammies. No whammies.
So not Jeopardy.
So basically, there's this spinning lights with all these numbers and money values and prizes and stuff, and they just hit a button. And
How's that not Jeopardy though? You spin a wheel.
You don't spin a wheel in Jeopardy.
No.
Do you even game show?
But Price is Right. That's what I was thinking. Price is Right.
And you really only spin the wheel in game in that when you're like the showcase show before you get to the showcase showdown. That's
The what case what down?
Yeah. See. Okay. Like,
Okay.
Again, do you even game show?
No,
Apparently not.
no, because we don't have cable.
So, roll. And let's
Okay.
figure out what we're doing next time.
All right.
And let's get this over with. Let's move on, man.
All right, we got
All right.
18.
So 18 would be Netflix.
All right, and so now we are going to do a D10 to determine the genre. 3.
All right, and that's going to be
What is it?
anime.
Yes. Oh, I love a good anime flick. All right, and now let's see
I'm out
the
of my
number.
element, people. I'm out of my element.
And now, finally, we get another anime movie, and hopefully this one will not have sperm snakes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Not sperm snakes, but something else. Go ahead.
Why not both?
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Roll.
so
Roll
now-
for
now-
initiative, sucker.
so-
Come on. Roll the dice.
So now we're going to roll a D100 to determine the actual number of the movie in the list.
Okay.
And we got 34.
All right, 34. So I'm going to go over here on the computer, and I'm going to search and see what number 34 in the anime listing on Netflix is. All right, so y'all just hold tight.
And I'm going to dance.
You can't even hear the music.
That doesn't mean I can't dance. I've got it in my head.
Okay. All right, look. So, looks like number 34
Is
in Netflix anime is Altered Carbon Resleeved.
That's okay. Altered Carbon sounds familiar.
Altered Carbon is a
Isn't that a Netflix TV
It's
show?
on Netflix. It's a. I don't think it's a Netflix original. I think it was on. I forgot what show it was. Maybe it was a Netflix original. Anyway, yes, it is a show on Netflix, but it started. I think it came from an anime. I think it started as an anime, and this is called Altered Carbon
Resleeved.
Now, I started watching Altered Carbon.
Wasn't that
It's
the
a
one
really cool-
where? Well, wasn't the show where the guy comes back and he's somehow Sherlock Holmes or something?
He's not Sherlock Holmes. No, they bring him back.
He's
They bring
he's
him
an
back.
investigator.
So yes, he's an investigator, but you can come back, and your consciousness is kind of put into a new body, and the only way you can really die is for them to destroy whatever that little device is. Okay.
So
they call
kind of
when you get a new
like
body,
Matrix and Avatar.
when you get a new when you get a new body, they call it
kinda.
resleeving.
Oh, okay.
So he got a new body. So that's what this is. So I don't know if this is the origin of it. So anyway, so I started watching Altered Carbon, and it's interesting. It's kind of confusing, but I had to stop watching it because there's just too much sex and nudity, and I was like, no, you can tell a story. What are you doing?
I'm just noticing something about your beard.
It's white.
No. Over here, it's unfocused white, but over here, it's a clear stripe. That's what I'm noticing.
Genetics are random, man. Sorry.
It's so weird, though.
So anyway, so I had to stop watching it.
You got
So
skunk chin.
I can't do it, and so that brings me to a point from
Hashtag skunk chin. Like
this
it's a skunk strike.
Well, kinda, but it could also be, anyway. Doesn't matter. Could be the Bride of Frankenstein, too, because she had white hair this way. Yeah.
So you're saying you want to be the Bride of Frankenstein?
No.
You
identify as male.
You put that on yourself, dude. Come on.
Can we just finish? So anyway, last time, we reviewed Siberia, 2018 movie with Keanu Reeves, and
it was not fun.
It was difficult because
we tried to keep this PG-13.
We try to keep this PG-13 and family friendly. I have strong opinions based on my faith about certain things, and like I said in the last episode, some things, inappropriate things in the context of a storyline to contribute to the plot, I kind of understand. I'll avert my eyes or whatever, but it was excessive, and I should have chosen another movie once we saw that. And so we're making a commitment from this point forward that we're telling you what the next movie is. That's our plan, Altered Carbon. If for some reason it's beyond, it crosses a line for us, we're going to change that, because that's just how we feel. That's just what we want to do. Because granted, nobody really watches this, but someday somebody may. And if they do, we want their kids to be able to watch it. So even though I tried to use code language last time, even using the code language, as I'm going back and watching, I'm sitting there going, no, we shouldn't have been talking about that. So just making a commitment to you that we're going to try to keep this as clean as possible from this point forward. So just letting you know that.
So basically, so what does that mean?
What does what mean? That if we watch this movie and it crosses that line for us, then we're going to pick a new movie.
Okay.
And we'll tell you about it at the beginning of next episode.
Okay.
Or I'll send out a tweet or whatever, let you guys know that the movie changed. Just because I think it's only the right thing to do.
Of course.
All right. So that's it. That's our show. We're done. So I don't know what else to say.
But I've got a long convoluted story.
Occluded. So it's long and it's closed.
Okay, never mind. I was trying to make a joke, but my stutter got in the way. Dang it.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, moving on.
So we're all done.
We're all done,
and we appreciate you guys. I appreciate Kirby for popping in.
What's up, man?
And thank you so much for that. Hopefully we'll get some more people to come in over time as people start to hear, because that little chat window on the side is awfully blank, and that's kind of lonely.
Insert cricket sound.
If y'all could kind of fill that out, that would be great. But
just give us anything.
And
we're desperate.
We try to record and stream every Monday night about 8 o'clock.
Every Monday night.
Every other Monday night. Sorry, on Mondays at 8 o'clock.
You're getting drunk and tired, dude.
Tired, yes. Drunk, no. It's one drink. So the point is, we try to do this every other Monday at 8 o'clock. And in between times, it's really easy to find us. You can see our Twitter handles there. You can the show's GP Variety Hour. I'm at Headgamer. Connor's at Quillmeister. You can also reach me on Instagram. You can reach me on Mixer at Headgame. You can find me here on Twitch at Head_Gamer. That's where I do my Skyrim streams. So that's where you can reach me. Where can they reach you, my son?
You guys can reach me basically on TikTok, Twitter, Discord, all these places under Quillmeister, capital Q, capital M, and that's Meister spelled with an I-E. So if you spell it wrong, you spell it right, guys. That's
cool.
That's like my hook right there. If you spell it wrong, you spell it right.
And you can find the podcast, because this started out as a podcast and it still is a podcast. We'll take the audio from this and turn it into a podcast. You can find that on Podbean, Spotify,
basically
Apple,
anywhere in general where you find
anywhere
podcasts.
You can find an RSS feed and you can search for us.
We're everywhere.
For Variety Hour, and we're there.
Everywhere and yet nowhere.
So so that's where we're at, and so we appreciate you guys listening to us.
And where do these videos go?
The videos are, we have a YouTube channel too, so just look for Gene Pool Variety Hour on YouTube, and we're there.
And watch us be stupid.
We don't have a Vanity Earl yet because we don't have enough followers. We haven't enough videos, so just search for Gene Pool Variety Hour. You'll find us.
Yeah.
And if you look, the streamerlinks.com, the Gene Pool podcast, that streamer links, you can go there, and it's got all of our social media links right there in one spot.
Yep.
Super easy to find. It's a great little resource, so try that out.
That's awesome.
So anyway, so I appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching if you watched. Thanks for checking us out on YouTube if you watched it later, not live. And we will see you guys next time on the Gene Pool Variety Hour.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends. And now to dance us out.
You want some music? You want to hear the music? Here. Take the music. I'll take some music. Oh, by the way, this is our new music because for some reason YouTube was dinging us on the old music, so we got some new music. I'm going to listen to this. I'm just going to sit here and let him dance. And we're done. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
See you guys.